Father, we thank you for this morning. Thank you for the session for today. Jehovah God, our hearts are very receptive. We pray, Jehovah God, that you lead us till the end of the session. For this is my prayer with thanksgiving.
Thank you, Victor. Your Excellency, on behalf of the Department of Youth Affairs and the youth leaders who are present today, allow me to welcome you to our first session. We are doing County Youth Assembly. As you are aware that we are celebrating International Youth Week in our country, and for us in Baringo, we are privileged that we are having a youth assembly, and we are also privileged, Your Excellency, that you are with us this morning to open this session. Your Excellency, before I proceed, I want to give you a brief about our first session. We will have a speech from youth representative, and then we will have a speech from our partners. We will have a speech from the Office of the Chief Officer Youth Affairs. We will have a speech from the clerk of our county assembly. Thereafter, invite the speaker who will lead us, invite the honorable members, and thereafter I invite you to make your keynote address. Your Excellency, our speaker will be giving us his address on what the legislative arm of the government is doing as far as matters climate change is concerned. Your Excellency, we will also be waiting for your speech on the measures that the government has taken on matters climate change and the involvement of the young people in our county. Your Excellency, thereafter, we will have a second session. We will have a plenary. We will have the youth leaders debate on the two speeches, your speech and the speech from the Honorable Speaker. And thereafter, we will have a capacity building session on matters youth participation in climate change. And then we will conclude with recommendations that will be forwarded to your office and the office of the Speaker. Your Excellency, before I proceed, allow me to invite two youth representatives to give their welcoming remarks. And I want to ask, I'm told the chairman for Baringo County Youth Forum is not present. I'll welcome the organizing secretary. Is the chairman present? Okay, then I can invite the chairman. Kindly come and give.
Your Excellency, Governor, our Speaker, MCS President, Youth Senate Representative, Youth Leaders Present, all protocol of staff. Good morning. Good morning. I want to thank our Governor for honoring this invitation to meet with the youth leaders from our county. Governor, we have a lot of issues touching youth concerning the agenda of the day, which is directly impacting to the youth. because we are the we are the young generation who are growing to face maybe the impacts which might be which are being caused by the climate change. Your Excellency, I have only two issues before I invite our organizing sec to say a word. One, Your Excellency, is on public participation. Your Excellency, our prayer is youth leaders is you help us have a good structure, or now we can engage youth, especially youth who come from the far end of our county, especially those wards which are far end. Because if you can go back to the archives, 2020, 2021, 2022 budget, you will realize that most of the wards, through the mobilization of County Youth Forum, had the allocations. And maybe for the first time, because I went through the records of youth department since the initiation of the county government, 2021, 2022, and 2022-2023, we had a good budget of youth activities, especially the empowerment. So, but it has been in a declining trend for this financial year 23-24, simply because, Our Excellency, maybe, I don't know if this is the right forum for me to request that, but the youth leaders are a bit demoralized. But we have a great and a serious belief in your government. And why a great belief in your government? You have shown us a serious indicator by giving us the youthful CEO in our department. We thank you for that, our governor. This is the youthful CEO who can understand our issues. Unlike when we have an advanced age CEO, when we go to him or her, he doesn't understand the language we talk. So we thank you for giving us the youthful CEO and even the CC, youthful. Demoralized, the youths are demoralized in attending the public participation because of two things. The department have really tried, maybe in identifying the beneficiaries. Our youths have not been having a lot of knowledge on the key requests to make when they are allocating their budget, or they are requesting to be allocated some money in public participation. The other issue is, Your Excellency, in our department, 30% youth allocation to tenders or the works which are there have not been implemented. And that has seriously challenged and affected some of the youths. Because I know most of the youths here are business people. If you ask these youths all to raise their hands, those who have registered their business name or their companies, you will get almost 3/4 of them. And we have been trying to lobby here and there, the director and the department, assisting on how we can make ourselves viable and qualify for the projects. But you know, if we don't get even 50% of what we are going to request from the public, then you get demoralized. Lastly, so that I can give to Korir, is on youth policy. On youth policy, the department has been briefing us that it's in a good progress, but we requested that, Your Excellency, try to speed up. We also request the CEC through your office to at least go through it and assist maybe the technical parts, the technical officers handling that policy, so that it can go through and sail in an earlier time, so that we can the leadership of the youth can have future. Thank you, Your Excellency. I'll request Korir to have a minute to say a word. Welcome.
Your Excellency, the Governor, Baringo County, Honorable Benjamin Cheboi, Baringo County Speaker, Vincent Cheboi, all protocol observe. Good morning. I'm Daniel Kipkemboi Korir, the Organizing Secretary for Baringo County Youth Forum. And today, Your Excellency, we are excited today to have a discussion on strengthening the youth voices in climate change, policy process, and access to finance for climate activities. As we gather today, we have a very unique opportunity to reflect on challenges caused by climate change. I take this opportunity on behalf of the youth, that is Baringo County Youth Forum, and all stakeholders present here to appreciate the county government led by the Department of Youth for convening this timely discussion on climate change. Also for the youth to critically strengthen the youth voices in climate change. So the youth, Your Excellency, the youth here have made deliberate efforts to conserve the environment and also to mitigate climate change by taking part in tree planting activities and also initiatives aimed at conserving the environment. We appreciate you as youth climate smart agriculture for giving the youth a leadership role, especially in the communities at the ground, and also not forgetting the FLOCA for cushioning the youth against the climate change because most of the youth are engaged in climate activities. We also request the county to support youth in climate tree planting initiatives, supporting initiatives aimed at creating awareness in climate change mitigation, and also organizing innovation competition at aiming to come up with a unique solution to end the problem of climate change regionally and locally. Additionally, and also fund successful startups in innovation. Additionally, and finally, I want to urge the youth to actively take part in public participation, aim at environmental conservation, and also register youth groups at local levels. So for those few remarks, asanteni sana.
Thank you, Chairman and the Organizing Secretary. Your Excellency, before I invite our partners, allow me to pick one youth to say a word also, who is not part of the forum. Let me invite Jimmy to come and say a word, and then we proceed to invite our partners.
His Excellency the Governor, Benjamin Cheboi, Baringo County Speaker, CEC Youth Affairs, I don't know if he's present, the CEO Youth, Dennis Korir, and honorable members for today, the youth representatives. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jimmy Shivega. I'm a youth leader from Mogotio Sub-County, Mogotio Town, and I want to thank the Governor for the opportunity to allow the youth to take part in this great discussion that is of global concern in matters climate change. First of all, I want to thank the Governor for showing solidarity with the youth and nominating a youthful CEO. It's not something we take for granted because during the formation of government, Your Excellency, we saw various delegations streaming to your home and to your offices to have you consider one or two of their members as part of your cabinet and as part of your administration. Your Excellency, we as youth, we did not come with a delegation, but you saw it right to nominate a youthful CO to work for the youth of Baringo and to show what the youth can offer in matters leadership. So we thank you, the Governor, for considering the youth in that position of the Department of Youth Affairs, Gender and Sports. Secondly, I want to thank you for this opportunity to join us today, because we all know the youth are the most vibrant, the most energetic, and the most informed. And most of the time, we are being left out when it comes to solutions and implementation of government policies. We want to thank you because you've given us a chance to participate, and you've given us a platform to offer our contributions towards this great debate that is of global importance. Thirdly, Your Governor, I want to state that the results of climate change that we are seeing today are as a result of desperation and living times of the moment, because the depletion of natural resources are being brought about by our current ways of living that deplete these environmental resources. And I want to say that Baringo has been among the most affected counties in our country in matters climate change. We've seen our lakes are swelling, we've seen our rivers are drying up. A few months ago, where I come from in Mogotio, we had a conflict, and it was an intercommunal conflict between the people of Mogotio sub-county and the people of Eldamaravine, because the rivers had dried up, and one part of the region was trying to blame the other part for the water shortage they were experiencing. And I think it's by this direction we are taking that we are going to come out with a solution that's going to give a permanent and sustainable solution to matters climate change. And Your Excellency, this cannot be achieved without the involvement of the youth. As I've said, the youth are the most energetic, and yet they are being left out when it comes to implementation of these policies that are supposed to contain the kind of results we are seeing from climate change at the moment. So, His Excellency the Governor, I hope that in your keynote address, you are going to touch on further involvement of the youth in matters climate policy, and that you are going to tell us about how you are going to involve the youth in the implementation committees after this policy has been completed. Because we don't want just to contribute, and then at the end of the day, we are being left out when it comes to implementation of these policies. We are up to task, His Excellency, and when it comes to implementation, the same energy we are going to show here today in matters contribution is the same energy that we are going to use in helping you implement these policies. We believe in you, Your Excellency, and we believe in your government. Such a policy is a policy that shows we are among the counties which are visionary, and we are among the counties which want to be part of the solution to this global challenge we are experiencing. Your Excellency, allow me to touch on what our chair has said in matters demoralization of youth, especially in public participation. It's not even demoralization, Your Excellency. I think this is a deliberate effort to lock out youth in participating in these exercises. Your Excellency, the way you deliberately chose to give us a youthful CEO is the way you should deliberately choose to involve us in this public participation and these other exercises that results or comes about from your office. Your Excellency, we are just one year into your term, and we have 4 more years for you to complete your term. And we believe in these 4 years, if you make us part of your administration and part of the contribution to whatever you are doing, then at the end of 5 years, we are going to be among the best performing counties in this country. Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you, honorable members. And on a lighter note, Your Excellency, When we came here, what was in my mind, I thought that this was a youth assembly. Unfortunately, I'm seeing intruders. I'm seeing intruders in the house, and I'm meant to believe these ones are MCAs. I'm sorry to say that this is not your day. Sergeant at Arms. Our Sergeant at Arms should direct the intruders to the gallery where they are supposed to be today. Thank you. Thank you and welcome as we continue with the coming sessions.
Thank you, Jimmy. And I want to make it, I want to clarify that they are not intruders. For this first session, we've allowed them, but in our second session, I think you'll have to campaign to be the speaker so that you can give those orders. But for now, allow us to have them. Your Excellency, before I proceed, let me recognize my colleagues from the executive. In this meeting, we have our Chief of Staff, Mr. Bet. We have Mr. Alex, the personal assistant. We have my director, I don't know if he's around, or Mr. Aengwa. We have our liaison officer, Shimwa Kiplimo. I think the rest, Your Excellency, the clerk will introduce. Your Excellency, allow me to invite a representative from our partners. You know, Your Excellency, this event has been made possible because of partnership. And Your Excellency, I remember you told us that when you were making your speech, I remember when you were unveiling us as the chief officers, you gave us an instruction that we should be resource mobilizers because, you know, we don't have enough money from the exchequer to do a lot of things. And one of that activity is this one, Your Excellency. We approached our sponsors, our partners, and they made it possible. So, Your Excellency, I'll invite Mr. Dennis Sankale to come and make his remarks. And I'm reminded that our county attorney is with us. I don't know. Thank you, I had forgotten that. Karibu.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, the Governor of Baringo County, Honorable Benjamin Cheboi, the Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Clerk, Honorable Members of County Assembly, fellow youth delegates, good morning. Good morning. Your Excellency, first I want to thank you so much for joining us on this very momentous day for the youth. As you are aware, we are celebrating the International Youth Week, both at the national level and the county level. International Youth Week is a celebration organized by various governments all over the world to celebrate the contributions of young people and governments towards mainstreaming youth participation in development and governance processes all over the world. And Your Excellency, on that note, 2 days ago, you marked 1 year in office, and as the governor of Baringo County. You were elected on 8th of August last year, and we want to thank you for bringing a steadfast leadership towards the service of the people of Baringo County. Your Excellency, this is the only opportunity young people of Baringo County have to congratulate you on your election as the third governor of Baringo County, and we appreciate the much you are doing in terms of inclusion of young people in government. Most of my colleagues here are pointing at Dennis, but I want to bring to their attention that you have nominated almost 5 CEOs, chief officers who are youth. We have got CECs who are youth at heart, and some are youthful. And we appreciate you for appointing them. We endeavor, Your Excellency, to work with them to bring about the desired change. I am one person who has read your manifesto during the campaigns with a great interest, focusing on how you are going to address youth issues in this county. And Your Excellency, your manifesto was paged on 4 issues: entrepreneurship, engagement, education. By that, Your Excellency, your manifesto pledged to increase economic opportunities for the young people of Baringo County, to ensure that young people are economically stable. Your Excellency, on education, your manifesto pledged to have quality education for young people in Baringo County. And just last year, we had a meeting with you and some partners, and you emphasized on how you want to revolutionize the TVET sector, the TVET education in Baringo County. I remember you asking how you are going to enhance the curriculum of our TVETs to ensure that young people from Baringo County are equally equipped with skills so that they can be job creators and not job seekers. Your Excellency, on engagement, your manifesto was talking about creating opportunities for young people in government. And that you have started with employing and appointing youth and youth leaders in your government who we feel we are able to address, and they are able to address our issues. Your Excellency, your government has made tremendous progress in terms of youth engagement and youth development. I remember in your first term, you set up 5 youth empowerment centers, 1 in each sub-county. Unfortunately, when you took a break, nothing much has happened in those empowerment centers. Those are dead capitals. A lot of money was invested in terms of setting up those youth empowerment centers, but there is nothing going on in those empowerment centers. As you embark on a journey of development, we urge you as young people of Baringo to consider allocating resources to the youth empowerment centers to ensure that they are fully equipped to serve, to address the needs of young people. Because we believe when young people get the safe space to do their own things, then we will make a progress as a county. Your Excellency, we have had discussions on how we are going to come up with the Baringo County youth policy. This is the 4th county doing the youth policy. The process started sometime last year, but I think because of elections, the process stalled. Youth Senate supported one of the meetings. We had a meeting with the stakeholders, bringing together all the development partners who are working in Baringo County to ensure that as we develop the policies, some of the strategies they are implementing in Baringo County in relation to youth are anchored in the policy. Because you know, Your Excellency, the policy has a 10-year life cycle. So we want to ensure that for the next 10 years, the youth issues are clearly captured in those policies and are implemented to the core. I've had discussions with your chief officer, a good friend of mine. In 2 weeks' time, we will be organizing, with the support of the Youth Senate and the Horn of Africa Youth Network, we will be organizing a partners breakfast meeting, bringing together development partners from the Republic of Kenya who are working on youth issues to ensure that we mobilize their support, to bring their support to Baringo County so that we can transform the lives of our young people in Baringo County. Your Excellency, we want to make Baringo a hub for youth development in Kenya. We want to make Baringo a hub as a center of excellence in terms of youth development and youth empowerment. And we can only do that if we get the goodwill from your office. And so far, Your Excellency, we are doing well because we could not have had this event whereby you are going to engage with the youth and listen to their concerns and find a way of how your government is going to mainstream these issues so that we can have a stable and prosperous Baringo County. On issues of climate change, Your Excellency, climate change is a global issue whose effect is felt locally. And my colleagues have mentioned that Baringo County has bear the brunt of climate change issues. We have seen the water levels of our lake rising, causing displacements, affecting the livelihoods of the people. affecting the livelihoods of the communities. We have seen rivers drying up, becoming a source of conflict between communities, as he has mentioned in the upper side of Baringo. We have seen the issue of climate change affecting the issue of peace and security in Baringo County, because there is a nexus between climate change and the peace and security. Some parts of Baringo County are experiencing drought, and then as they move up to the greener pasture, to where they can find greener pastures, it creates conflict between the community, what we call resource-based conflicts. And to address that, Your Excellency, because we believe young people are agents of peace, 70% of people who are affected by conflict, Your Excellency, in this county are the young people and children. 70% of people who are propagating conflict in these communities are the young people. So we are both partners of conflict, and we are partners of conflict, and we are also partners and agents of peace building. We have had last week I was in a meeting out of the country with our partners. We have met them before. The COMESA, Save the Children, and they have pledged to support Baringo County in terms of capacity building workshops for you young peace builders. We will have a regional capacity training here in Baringo, bringing together young people from the COMESA region. COMESA region is common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, and the Horn of Africa Youth Network, who the chairman is, the CEO is here. David, you can wave. David will be bringing together young people from the Horn of Africa so that they can share experience on how peace building initiatives is being carried on in their respective regions and countries. This will help our young people to understand the concept of conflict, the dynamics of conflicts, and strategies to diffuse the conflicts among our communities. Thereabout, Your Excellency, after that discussion, we had a discussion with them to see how they can support at least 1 or 2 youth empowerment centers, not only with equipment and the necessary tools, but also to run programs within those empowerment centers. Because it is one thing to have an empowerment center, it is another thing to have equipment within the center, but it is very important to have programs running up so that young people can learn from those programs and implement those initiatives. Excellency, finally, as I conclude, your government has made tremendous efforts in terms of addressing climate change. At some point last year, you assented into law the Baringo County Climate Change Bill. We have read the bill with utmost keen, and we have noted that it does not in any way talk about youth inclusion. Unlike we have done what we call peer-to-peer review. We have read the bill from Kajiado County on climate change. There are specific clauses that talks about inclusion of young people in addressing issues of climate change. Your Excellency, for Baringo County, there is no specific clause that talks about youth or youth inclusion in climate change mitigation efforts. Your Excellency, at some point this year, and we appreciate your efforts, because for county governments to access the financing locally led climate action, the FLOCA funds, there are certain regulations that governments had to fulfill. And we thank you so much for fulfilling all those requirements, because I believe Baringo is one of the counties that received the FLOCA funds. Those are funds that are supposed to address climate change issues at the county level. You went ahead to set up the Baringo County Environment Committee. We appreciate you for that, Your Excellency. But again, there is no youth inclusion in the committee. We saw civil society organizations, we saw business community, but the youth have been left out. And as my colleague mentioned, youth are partners of development. Youth are innovatives. Youth are dynamic and they are very energetic, Your Excellency. You guys have borrowed the future. The future belongs to us. So whenever you are addressing the issues of climate change, because the future is ours, it is very important that we be at the table so that we can give you some of the solutions we want to see implemented towards securing our future. Your Excellency, ward committees are being constituted, I think, in terms of in relations to the environment committees, we are requesting, Your Excellency, because you know, the days of demanding are over. And as I've mentioned before, we are partners for development. And as partners, we embrace dialogue. We don't embrace maandamano. We don't embrace demands. We request that as you constitute these committees, we have amazing young leaders from Baringo County who are engaging in activities and initiatives towards combating the impact of climate change. Your Excellency, we are requesting that they be included in those committees from the ward level to the county level, so that you can have an array of ideas from these innovative thinkers and innovative implementers. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I want to assure you of our support, both as partners and as residents of this county. We will offer you the necessary support to ensure that you secure the legacy, not only for yourself, but for the generations that is coming after you. Thank you, Your Excellency, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Sankale, for that. Your Excellency, before I invite our clerk, allow me, Your Excellency, to make a brief introduction of these youth leaders so that you can know their names and where they come from. And then I'll proceed to invite our clerk. So I don't know, do we have a microphone? Okay. We can start from this side. Come to this side, from the organizing secretary. Just mention your name and where you come from.
I'm Daniel Cheboi Korir. I come from Eldama Ravine, Lembu Ward. Organizing secretary for Baringo County Youth Forum.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Evans Basangol. I come from Kabatonjo Ward, Baringo North. I'm the Secretary General, Baringo County Youth Forum. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kipkurui Zephania from Ochongoi Ward and also the Vice Chairperson.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Edwin Kiprono from Emining Ward, the Deputy Secretary General. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Christine Chamatia, Gender Representative, Baringo County Youth Forum, Kabarnet Ward.
Good morning once more. Jonathan Maigong, Kabarnet Ward, the chair of the forum.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sami Kiblimo from Walil Chapchap.
Good morning. My name is Amkich Karanja. I come from Mogotio Sub-County, Emining Ward. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Timothy Lomeri from Koloa Ward, Tiati, West Sub-County.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elvis Liataki from Iljamus Ward.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dennis Kigen from Mogotio Sub-County, Mogotio Ward.
Good morning. I'm Sylvester Koskai Kandie from Sajo Ward. I'm Youth Chair Sajo.
Morning. I'm Evans Mutai, Marikat Ward, BCYF.
Morning, everyone. I'm Laban Chemite, Emining Ward.
Good morning. I'm Brian Chilimo from Eldama Ravine, Lembus Perikara Ward.
Good morning. I'm Kathy Koech, PWD's rep from Mogote Ward.
Good morning. My name is Michael Chepkor, Lawyer Morok Ward, Tiati.
Good morning. My name is Judy Kipkenda from Eldama Ravine, Lembus Perkera Ward.
Good morning, Your Excellency and Protocol Observe. My name is Kalule Pario. I'm from Youth Senate Kenya. I'm the Youth Senator for Baringo. And I also come from Ilchamus Ward. Thank you.
Good morning, all protocol observed. My name is Mingish Kiplimo, Eliasara Mosomtai from Emining Ward, Mogotio.
Honorable members, my name is Onesmus Pulongor from Churuamaya Ward. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Duncan Kangor from Kapropita Ward, Baringo Central.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Benitez Kapiegon from Kabartonjo Ward. I'm also a climate activist.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Delville Leparkolo from Baringo South, Ilchamus Ward.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alan Maramba, Mugdani Ward.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, my name is Festus Mutai. I am Secretary Barwesa Ward and also Youth Rep, Floka Program.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mercy Atich from Marigat Ward.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. I'm Frankly Troitich, alias Senator Lee from Kisanana Ward, Mogotio Sub-County.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, my name is Nixon Kakisang from Tiati East, Tangulbe Korosi Ward.
Good morning. My name is Mary Chamosop from Tiati East, Tangulbe Korosi Ward.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Evelyn Chumba from Tiati East, Tangulbe Korosi Ward.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Alekat from Ripco, Tiati East.
Good morning. Sakida Jepkemoi Tungo, Eldama Ravine Sub-County, Ravine Ward.
Okay, good morning. My name is Emmanuel Sokoti, Baringo Central, Kapropita Ward.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm Kolem Bruto from Tiati East, Silale Ward. I'm also a mental health practitioner. Matters reforms and recovery. Thank you.
All protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Lucy Ntonga is my name, working with ActionAid on gender and climate justice projects in Baringo County. Thank
you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pauline Gatua. I also work with ActionAid as the program accountant. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zakias Kipkemei from Kabartonjo Ward, Baringo North, youth leader. Also working with Youth Enterprise Development Fund.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ilda Kipruso from Saimo Kipsaraman Ward, and I'm representing Gender Baringo Sub-County under CYF.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Omar Salim Arjan from Baringo South, Marigat Ward.
Good morning, everyone. Kilot Moses is my name. I'm from Baringo South, Marigat Ward.
Good morning, Geoffrey Munyeria, Eldama Ravine Sub-County, Ravine Ward.
Good morning. My name is Becky Kimeli, Mogote Sub-County, Mogote Ward.
Guten Morgen, everyone. My name is Naomi Bet, Baringo North, Kabartonjo Ward.
Good morning, members. Kurigat David, Kisanana Ward, Youth Chair.
Good morning once again. I'm Jimmy Shivega from Mogote Sub-County, Mogote Ward.
All protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Janet Nandwa Ongoli. I am the communications coordinator for Activista Baringo chapter and also the communications officer for Baringo Civil Society Organizations Forum. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Oscar Olaroi from Lembus Prekera Ward, Eldamaravin Sub-County.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Peter Etan, Baringo South, Margaret Ward.
All protocols observed. My name is Cynthia Wanjiku Irongo from Marigat Ward, Baringo South constituency, CEO Sasi Organization.
Thank you. I think we are done with introduction. Your Excellency, I think you can see we have the face of our county. I think almost every ward is represented here. Your Excellency, I had forgotten to mention the presence of the people from ActionAid. They are doing very good work in Tiati as far as matters climate change is concerned, and they've really supported us also in facilitating this program. There is also Janet from Activista. Thank you very much for the work you are doing. Your Excellency, let me say a few words before I invite the clerk. But members, I think you will allow me, because my boss is around today, I will not say much. But let me mention this. Your Excellency, I remember when you were campaigning, and even in your manifesto, you made a solemn commitment that youth will be at the center stage of your administration. Your Excellency, we want to appreciate you because you've walked the talk, and as my colleague said, that your government has a youth representation. We want to appreciate that, Your Excellency. Right from your deputy, is a youthful, to Honorable Speaker here, to myself, and Your Excellency, I think you have a record of the youngest chief officers this time round. They normally accuse me that I'm the last born, but I doubt. But I want to appreciate that, Your Excellency, and I want to promise you that going forward, this department will help you to achieve what you promised the people of Baringo. On Tuesday, Your Excellency, we signed performance contract, and part of it is about youth affairs and youth involvement in your administration. Your Excellency, as a department, we will make sure that we help you achieve what you promised the people. Your Excellency, I've listened to the youth leaders, and they've mentioned about their participation. And some of them are saying that they are demoralized. But I want to promise them, Your Excellency, that I know some of them were elected to office, but they've never done any meaningful engagement because we didn't have any policy to help them operationalize their office. Your Excellency, I want to promise them that we are working on the youth policy, as mentioned by my colleague here, my friend. And once we have the youth policy in place, the rest will take care of itself. So I want to promise you that the next time we will be engaging the youth, we will have a youth policy in place so that it can help you even to get allocation to run the office. Your Excellency, they've mentioned about public participation. And I want to remind them that today we are in this assembly where they pass the finance bill. Your Excellency, we are planning as a department that this time round we want to empower the young people so that they can participate in public participation, especially during budget making process. It is very important for us as a department because you realize that Every other time we have public participation, we don't have a voice from the young people. But we want to empower them so that they can prioritize youth empowerment programs, to prioritize the issues that are going to help them. And we are planning to have an engagement with the young people, especially towards the end of this financial year, so that we can prepare their participation in the next budget making process. Your Excellency, just to mention, we have youth empowerment centers, my colleague, my friend here has mentioned. Your Excellency, we've committed ourselves as a department that we will make sure that we operationalize those empowerment centers. The empowerment center in Chemalingot is ready. The one in Eldama Ravine is ready. The one in Kabarnet here is ready. The one in Kabartonjo or Baringo North is 90%. The one in Marigat is under construction. And we are going to make sure that we equip those empowerment centers. We've already started to equip the one in Kabarnet, the one in Eldama Ravine, the one in Chemalingot, and we will look for partners, Your Excellency, so that we can make sure that we have programs in those youth empowerment centers. We will have recording studios, we will have indoor games, we will have business centers where young people can access internet, do their business. But also, Your Excellency, we will make sure that we have programs that will be running on a daily basis so that they can help the young people. Your Excellency, you're aware that we are running Talanta Hela program. It started yesterday, and through your guidance and your direction, today we are doing the sub-county, and we will be doing the finals on Saturday here at Kabarnet. Your Excellency, also under your instructions, we will be having again the Governor's Cup to make sure that we nurture talents in our county. Your Excellency, my colleague, my friend Sankale mentioned about the involvement of young people in peace and security. Your Excellency, you directed us that we come up with a program that involves the young people, their participation in matters peace and security, and we are working on that. We will be doing it during the International Peace Day in September, and it will involve the young people. We will have the peace marathon, we will have the peace dialogue, we will have the peace concert and cultural exhibition. Your Excellency, we have many programs, but I will not mention for today. But allow me, Your Excellency, to say this. Going forward, Your Excellency, I think it will not be possible again, or the equation will not be balanced without the involvement of the young people. I think that directive, Your Excellency, you've made, and for us as a department, we will make sure that we assist you to achieve that. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, allow me to invite the clerk of the county assembly so that she can introduce the team from the assembly, and thereafter introduce the speaker. Welcome.
Thank you very much, the Chief Officer. Your Excellency, sir, the Governor of Baringo County, Honorable Speaker of the Baringo County Assembly, the members of the County Assembly present, the Chief of Staff, the leadership of the Youth Senate, the staff of Baringo County Assembly, good morning. Your Excellency, sir, allow me to, before I make a remark to introduce the staff of the County Assembly of Baringo. I want to request them to be upstanding so that I can do a wholesale introduction because of time. Kindly be upstanding. These are the members of the county, the members of staff of the County Assembly. They are 120 in number, but most of them, they are engaged somewhere else, and led by our deputy clerk here, Mr. Warata, James, and the others are the members of staff. Be seated kindly. Your Excellency, sir, because of time, I know this Senate, Youth Senate representatives, they are really very eager to make sure that they do the deliberation in the plenary. And I know we have taken most of your time, and this is not our day, and it is your day, so I will be very brief and very short. The members of the County Assembly who are present here, I know they are your role models, and that is why they are seated here today, so that maybe after this, you are able to take up the stage. Honorable Governor of Baringo, we are really very appreciative, because when you were on board in 2013, 2017, you laid the foundation. And you are very categorical also on representation. And today, as you come during the third government, we really want to say thank you very much, because when you laid the foundation, now we can see the representation of the youths. We have the people with PWDs. We also have the ladies, the women in the County Assembly of Baringo. I want to confirm to you what you laid, the foundation you laid, now it is practicable in Baringo County government. So I really want to appreciate. Baringo County Assembly, I want to confirm to these youths who are present today. I understand apart from the youths we also have friends of the youths. That is something I learned from the leadership this morning. I want to confirm to you that we have a strategic plan in place, and our vision as Baringo County Assembly is to be a leading, a modern, and people-centered county assembly in Kenya. So the reason why we are gathered today, courtesy of our governor, is because we are so particular on the people of Baringo. So when we gather here, we are a representative of the people. And I know whatever we will be deliberating on, especially on climate change, it will affect positively to our people. And as I finalize, because this is not our day, I want to confirm to you, Your Excellency, this is not the first forum that we have. In fact, I think 3 years ago, we had a forum which was organized by the same group, and it was national. And today we have the county, where we have all the representatives from all the sub-counties. And we really want to appreciate, because once we had the first group from national, now we have the county. I know going forward, we will also have the national hosted by Honorable Speaker in this place. So without much ado, I want to appreciate all of you. I want to appreciate also all the youths who have come from all the sub-counties. You take the message that we are people-centered. We value them, and I want to applaud the members who are present. I know Honorable Speaker will still say more on this. In our strategic plan, soon and very soon, we will be in Mashinani. I know we've been having public participation, especially on budget processes, the bills, and so on and so on. But in this particular one, Honorable Speaker has a vision of having Bunge Mashinani. And we want to ask the youths to avail yourselves, especially when we come to the sub-county. Be the organizers, mobilize the members of the public also to attend these forums. And also when we have the budget-making processes, it is a kind request from the leadership of the youths to ensure that also in these organized groups, we have representatives of the youths, so that your voices are also heard. So without much ado, I want to thank also the honorable members. I want to confirm to you that we have very vibrant honorable members, and also assisted by our staff who are also very, very supportive in the processes of oversight, legislation, and representation. So without much ado, I want to take this golden opportunity to invite my boss, who is Honorable Speaker, and somebody said is one of you. So there is familiarity in us. So karibu, sir.
Thank you, Winnie. Your Excellency, Governor Benjamin Cheboi, our MCS present, led by our minority whip, Honorable Maria Lucille, MCA Loyamarok Ward, two-term MCA. Yes, that's important. Honorable Simon Kiblakat, aka Saimo of Kabartonjo, Honorable Alex Kurui, MCA Kapropita Ward. Mtetesu was here, but I'm sure he's still coming. Engineer Nixon Lemlem, Chief Officer, my good friend Dennis, Youth Senate Representative, Directors present, our members of staff, and the youth representatives. Good morning. It's 5 minutes to noon. And I'm one of those people who normally observe time. I know we are behind schedule, so I'll not take much of your time. Allow me to give to my colleagues, the MCS, a minute to each one of them. I'm still the speaker. I still have the sergeant at arms. So you know what will happen if you exceed your time. And I'll give Honorable Lemlem, the chairperson environment. Lemlem will be the last one to speak, to take 2 minutes to give us highlights on what we have done. So let me start with, do we start with the host, or let me start with the host, Mheshimiwa Alex. He's also a youth.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, Your Excellency, the Governor of Baringo, Benjamin Cheboi, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Baringo, the Chief Officer Youth, my friend Dennis, colleague MCAs, youth representatives, and youth leadership. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Alex Kiprono Kurui, MCA Kapropita, and I think I'm almost exiting the age bracket, our 35. We are exiting, but I want to confirm to you that I'm the eldest youth within the premise. The speaker is younger than me, and the CEO also is younger than me. Honorable Simon is younger than me. So I want to confirm to the youth that our issues will be well catered when these young men are around. Honorable Governor, I know you're also a youth at heart, and why do I say that? I say that because you've been guiding us in doing the youth policy. You have the youth in your heart, Your Excellency. I don't want to say much. I just want to say that we've heard you. We've come here intentionally to hear from you. We've heard what you said, and we want to assure you that as a youth and youthful MCAs, we will be there to defend you. We will be there to give you your rightful share. The only challenge, Honorable Speaker, we are having with the 30% that my friend Maigong was alluding to is that Sisi Vijana, the same youth, we surrender our IDs for registration of companies by the elderly. So when the same 30% honorable speaker, honorable governor, you're giving out to the youth, they don't necessarily go to the youth, but they go to these guys almost of your age, your excellency. So I want to ask the youth to take up the challenge. Let us get to know you. Let us get to know what you people are doing. Let us get to know your companies. Let us come closer and see how we can grow ourselves, how we can empower ourselves. Honorable, Your Excellency, the Governor, I'm seeing the speaker almost standing up, and in this budget, Your Excellency, some of us in our wards have captured the interest of the youth so much. My only plea to the youth is what your organizing secretary just said. Let us be in groups. That is the only way we can sort you out. Let us have the companies. Let us get up. Let us work. You know, Governor, the other day I was a youth and I'm almost exiting. Hii maisha ya kuwa boy ni kidogo sana. Kutoka hiyo miaka teme karibu 18 hapo 23 hapo inakuanga tamu na inaenda mbio sana. Kabla ujejua imefika ngapi? 35. So mimi nataka kusema hiyo miaka hiyo kidogo hiyo, si tupambane, tujitume, kama ni kwenda shamba tuende. Mkisikia maneno governor anasema maneno ya kofi. Let us wake up, let us have these tree nurseries. Let us have the seeds, the certified seeds from our departments. Let us have the seedlings, and we have the budget, and we are going to buy from you. Let me just stop at that, Honorable Speaker, na niseme tu the other time tulikuwa Koriama Resort na huyu jamaa anaitwa Sangale, ile masiku ya siasa. Tukaanza movement ingine inaitwa Youth for Youth. So unakumbuka Sangale huko chini. Sasa unajua hiyo kitu, hata mimi nilikuwa niraidie inilete kuwa MCA wakapropita. Lakini hiyo kitu ikakuwa noma mbaya sana. Ilikuja karibu inalima sisi tena. Kwa sababu saa zingine pia sisi hatuko pamoja. Si namna hiyo. So mimi sitaki kusema hiyo maneno sana. Mimi nataka kuwashukuru na niseme tutakuwa pamoja na nyinyi katika itikadi zote na ili kujengana. Thank you so much, and have a fruitful day and full of meaningful engagement. Thank you so much.
So ndio umechukua muda mwingi. Nitakuwa na wewe saimu hapa. Niko na hapa kwa hapa.
Your Excellency, Governor Cheboi, Speaker, my good friend, Chief Officer Waria, our clerk, youth Senate, youth representatives Waria, and the whole protocol of good afternoon. My name is Honorable Simon Kiplagat. I'm the MCA Kabartonjo Ward. Your Excellency, because the Speaker is standing and I cannot talk much when the Speaker is standing, maybe he sits down, I talk 1 minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And you know, when Speaker is in that seat, he's always blind. So unless a member says something, like that guy who said we are strangers, but you cannot direct such a time to throw us out. So that was on a lighter note. I'm so grateful to be here today, to be with our youth, guys from this county. Here in the assembly, where 80% are youth. And I want to request members, youth who are here, believe in yourself in everything you're doing. It's possible to be where you to get what you want if you fight for it. Nobody can feed you or give you anything unless you fight for it. So let us take a step and fight for what you want in this society. So about the climate change, the Governor, we really appreciate you appointed chief officers who are youthful, and you really made a deliberate decision to put Dennis to be in that docket. And I believe even the youth are happy because they can associate easily with Dennis, and Dennis is still a young man and very energetic. Concerning the climate change, Your Excellency, it's good to put youth into the picture because during the decision making, currently we are experiencing a climate high carbon in this country because of including the disasters we are getting now, like Baringo. We have a drought in this county. If we don't involve youth so that they can sensitize our people to plant trees, do agriculture, we are doomed to fail. So, but when you involve youth in the management of climate change, I believe this county can go far. So, Your Excellency, what I want to encourage the youth, I'm so much impressed by my youth from Kabartonjo Ward. They did a lot of work last time. They went to public participation and they made sure that they put money for youth empowerment programs. But the problem is this: our youth, the youth leaders, they really fight for us. But Your Excellency, we have a problem. These youth are not recognized. I think it's better. I was really requesting if you can create for them an office and give them a funding so that they can be moving to our sub-counties and our wards to go and meet some fellow youths. Because these people use their money from their pockets unless they get donors so that they can move around. Your Excellency, again, you get the youth, they go to public participation, they put money for empowerment of youth. But when it comes to implementation, then it's a problem because the groups we are getting, it's for people with disabilities, women, and youth. But you see, there is no youth who is registered these groups. You get women are the one getting, they're benefiting from the money for youth. So I encourage the youth, if you have the youth leaders, encourage our youth to register these groups so that when we are giving out these empowerment things, like equipment and such things, they go to the correct groups. Because women are really very tough in terms of doing these empowerment programs. Can you, as youth, can you emulate the women and the people with disabilities don't be left behind again, so that we can move together as one. But as an assembly, we are strongly behind you, and as youthful leaders, we shall support you in any way, and we welcome you. Next time, we get 1 or 2 youths joining us as a member of the assembly. Thank you.
Honorable Simon, remember in 2027, you'll no longer be a youth. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Maria. Sijasema kitu.
Okay, His Excellency, the Governor of Baringo County, Mheshimiwa Cheboi, my Speaker, the Honorable Cheboi, my clerk, my colleagues, youth leaders, all protocol observed, good afternoon. Okay, I think I don't have much to say. I just want to thank our governor for securing your time to have a forum or to have time with the youth leaders. Thank you so much, Speaker, the governor. Also, I think you as youth, you are going to share your views with our governor, and I'm very much, and I'm happy that all the sub-counties, all the wards are represented here, and I think you are going to take what you will discuss here back to our youth at home. And I think you will have a very good engagement, not like what we saw in other counties. Yeah, I think you are very much aware. Ngambui vile youth waliongea wengine sivyo. I think this one of Baringo will be one of the best, not the engagement we had in the other counties we saw. I know, Governor, Honorable Governor, youth are the pillars of our county. we are requesting you, Honorable Governor, if there's a way we can create vacancies whereby our youth will get employment. I know most youth are suffering. These youth are graduates, and I know they don't have jobs. If we can have a way, we can create job opportunities for our youth so that they can get employment. It will be one of the best. We will not like our youth, our young girls, our young boys here, to just be stranded with the degrees they have, and to hapa tunajigamba ati sisi ni leaders. Sometimes I feel so bad when I see youths are stranded at home. Let's see a way we can create jobs so that these people will get something to earn. Thank you very much. I don't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Maria, and forgive me for allowing another member to speak after you. But for today, because we are discussing climate change issues, and we normally respect leadership. She's a minority whip, so I've broken the protocol for today. So karibu sana Mheshimiwa Engineer Nixon Lemlem to speak on our behalf.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Your Excellency, sir, and all protocol observed, good afternoon. Yeah, it is true, we don't speak after the leadership has spoken, but today is special because our youth are gathered in this place to discuss a very important issue around climate change. My name is Nixon Lemlem, the MCA for Marigat, and I'm happy to see my voters here, people who stood by me so that I'm in this assembly. Thank you so much. Napongezi. Right there is the chair for Marigat, and I want to say, Your Excellency, he participated in the World Climate Committee, and he managed to be elected as the chair for Marigat World Climate Committee. So it is not true that the youth were not involved. Most of the awards involved the youth. Maybe some of the youth were not available then. Otherwise, Your Excellency, I would want to say very few things. One of them is that statistics speaks for us today and the years to come. They say around 80% of the world population are under 35. That means those are youth. Another fundamental truth is that we are here today and tomorrow we will not be here. And therefore, this earth we are living in, we shall leave behind to our children and to the younger generation. And those younger generation are these people in this place. Another fundamental truth is that the future is youth. They always speak. When Sankale rises up, because he's a serious politician from Baringo South, he will always say, the future is youthful, because they want to draw the resources and the attention to their side. And that will always be the story all over. Even when you speak, Your Excellency, they will always tell you, the future is youthful, is for the youth. Your Excellency, another truth is that climate change, which they have come to discuss today, is a serious threat to our future. For a record, I will give you an example. I come from Kimalel, a place called Kuriama. Around this time, Kimau Dam usually spills, overflows. But today, as we speak, for the first in history, Kimau Dam has the lowest levels. And we are shutting down maybe in another week or so. So we will have a pressure of water because of climate change. So climate change is a serious issue, and it is going to affect all of us. So it means the possibility of affecting the youth more is real, because the future is youth. So us as older people, I was also a young person, but now I've grown up. Again, Your Excellency, if the future is youthful, is the future is for the youth, then it means we need to involve the youth so that they are aware what is going to affect them tomorrow. So young people, you come here not to complain that you want to be involved. We have to involve you because definitely what is going to happen will affect you. Therefore, before we involve the youth, there is need to prepare them. That is why we all go to school. You sensitize the youth, you capacity build them, so that when we bring them to the table of decision making, which we are here today, our excellence is in the table of decision making. I am in the table of decision making, and so is Dennis. Dennis is a youthful, and I am sure Dennis didn't come to be the chief officer, but he prepared himself, or someone prepared him to have the capacity. I listened to Dennis, Your Excellency, and he was making very constructive comments and ideas about how we are driving our tomorrow. So the challenge, youth, young people, is that prepare yourself. From where you sit, prepare yourself. Today, Google is around. You can learn even at the comfort of your bed instead of being on social media, TikTok, and Twitter. You can learn an idea. As I end, Your Excellency, is that why is it that it's important to sensitize and capacity build the youth, especially around climate change? Because climate change is a real threat. You people need to have ideas, have knowledge around the same thing, so that as you come to the table of decision making, you don't come and make noise. You come and put forward ideas that are going to change tomorrow. No one pays an empty idea or an empty mind. We pay brains that has ideas to change the future. Finally, it is true also to say you are the beneficiaries or the victims of the future. If we make right decisions today as old people, you will benefit because the future will be brighter for you. But if we make wrong decisions today as your elders, tomorrow you will be victim of that wrong decision. So let us converse from where you sit and from where we sit so that we have a better tomorrow. It is also true to say that now that the future belongs to the youth and the young people. So the young people is the largest population, and then you are the agents of change. How do you become an agent of change? After being sensitized, being trained, then you become innovative and become an entrepreneur. Like Sankale. Sankale travels to the most parts of this world more than our Excellency, the Governor. I don't know if Your Excellency, you knew that. And I was almost complaining because he stays in my ward, that next time when you travel, take along a youthful person. I know you are a youth, take along the smaller one also. So we need you guys to be innovative on areas of agriculture, areas of energy, and let us all get involved. Finally, on a lighter note, is that youthful, you are youth today. I'm old today. But tomorrow, you will be old. So as you treat the older people today, treat them in a way that you would also want to be treated tomorrow. Finally, as we close on the issue of climate change, it is true, Your Excellency, your government and your officers have submitted all the documents for the climate change for us to qualify for FLOCA. We had teething issues around the budget, and that one has been cleared. The documents will be finding their way into this house for the members of the assembly to scrutinize so that we are fully compliant. Finally, as you debate during your time, make recommendations that are smart, that are specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic, so that you don't push recommendation to the table of the governor who is held and to my table as the chair of environment, something that is not realistic, something that is not timely, and something that is not specific. We don't want fake recommendation. Be specific. Put put yourself in the shoes of myself and the governor and the speaker so that we are able to serve you. Otherwise, with those many remarks, tunasemanga Mungu mbele. Asanteni.
Asante sana, Engineer Nixon Lemlem. You didn't tell this you that we sent you as an assembly to attend COP27 in Egypt. Actually, it's the only member of the county assembly who attended COP27 in Egypt this year. We have COP28 in Dubai. We are still discussing to know who will go on our behalf, but Engineer Lemlem is still saying it's the chair environment. So, but trust me, we'll have one of our members to attend COP28 so that we also get to empower our members on climate change. Because of time, allow me to say a few issues. First is receive greetings from fellow youth, Honorable today, we have a problem of garbage collection. I personally live in Kaptimbor, and we have a problem of garbage collection. I was asking Governor, if you allow us, we can pass a bill in this county assembly that we subcontract garbage collection to our youth groups and women groups or PWDs. Even the sanitary, I mean the toilets and within the pass parks, either in Cabernet, Marikat, and all these other places. Let it be contracted to youth groups that we will be able to generate income for our youth, and also at the same time we enable our youth not to wait only for white collar jobs. Thirdly, is to give you the assurance that as a county assembly, we are, and Governor, you will forgive us on this one. You will forgive us on this one because we will put you pressure to ensure that these youth centers, and I'm happy that the social hall in Cabernet is near completion, but we will put pressure on you and your officers to ensure that the youth center in Marikat, the youth center in Kabartonjo, and the youth center in Eldamarafin, I don't know, do we have one in Chemolinkot? The youth center in Chemolinkot are equipped within the next 2 financial years so that we have them up and running. Governor, we will be putting you much pressure on this one. You will forgive us. But it's because of this youth that we need them to have a place where they will have forums and also encourage each other. Thirdly, is to tell you that we will be rolling Punge Mashinani. As a county assembly, we will be having Punge Mashinani. And hopefully, before December, we'll have our first Punge Mashinani in Eldamarafin. What does this mean? It means that we will have our Bunge in Eldamarafin. That way, we will require you to give us the issues that you need to be addressed as the youth of perhaps Eldamarafin constituency. It will be an activity for a 1-week activity. We need participation by the youth. We need our youth to be proactive so that when we come to Eldamarafin, all the issues that the assembly needs to address, let them address, and if there is an activity that you think our committees can visit, let's tell how can you improve or how can you be part of problem solving in Baringo. These, our standing orders, Baringo County Assembly standing orders, allows you as a youth or as a resident of Baringo County to present a petition before the county assembly. But there are conditions. First of all, I've tried to talk to your MCA or to the MCAs of the particular wards that we have a certain problem in this ward. If the MCA does not take up the issue, then our standing orders allows you to present a petition to the clerk. That way, we will be able to have respected our MCA because we was elected majorly to deal with the issues of the ward. But if you think the MCA has taken long and has not brought the issue to the assembly, if you write to the clerk will receive the letter, it will come to my office. I'll look at it whether it has met the threshold, and if it has met the threshold, we shall bring it to the assembly. And I'm happy that we have 2 petitions now that will be in the assembly in the next, when the assembly will resume in September. We have 2 petitions from some youth from Eldamarafin. What that means is our youth active and our leaders will also be able to be proactive. And finally, is to request you that at all times, speak in compliance with the Constitution. When I saw the youth speak, I did not see any lady. Around the 3 or 4 of them were on putting to speak. President and the chairperson and Mr. Sangale, that next year when you come to the assembly, I'll also be exercising as the oversight. I'll also oversight you and ensure that you have representation from all the 30 wards. Let's have representatives from the 30 wards. If you allow 40 youths, the 10 now will be to cater for the leaders. But let's have representation from the 30 wards and also ensure that in getting these 30, we get representatives, the 1/3 gender rule. Since we had a meeting with Sangale and we agreed that this will be an annual event. And fellow youth, if you are able to participate in this year, then next year, let's also give opportunity to other youth to participate so that it doesn't become the same youth participating in same forums each and every year. And finally, as I sit down as I go and sit down, I want to say that we have spoken to our MCS and our leaders, and you will get lunch courtesy of the county assembly. We normally have a restaurant here, and our MCS are normally billed. We give them at subsidized rates. And for this particular session, the lunch that will be given by the lunch that you will take today, and the 11 a.m. tea, and the 4 o'clock tea will be courtesy of the MCS, because they normally pay something. So we have taken something from them to feed the youth. So when you meet your MCA, tell them you are able to take a meal courtesy of him or her. And finally, the very final, this account assembly. It has standing orders. It has speaker's rules that guides activities in the assembly. I've seen some of you taking pictures. I'll forgive you. I don't know, the sergeant at arms did not give you the. I don't know whether you gave out the rules or the members just decided to have their own rules, to formulate their own rules. But this house of rules, we have standing orders. And since you still want us to give you this space next year, that from the members and from the technical team will decide whether we'll give you a room or we'll next year you can and other places. But because I know you are responsible youth, you'll be able to observe us. You'll be able to observe our rules so that we are able to get this facility to use now and in the future. And since I understand you'll have a session after this, you will generate a report. And as a lawyer, we normally say all citizens have the power to arrest. There's something called citizen arrest. But one will rearrest the person. I want to say that you people will generate a report. But since your report doesn't have any implication on the governor, once you come up with your report, we will now bring it again to the assembly and we'll redo it afresh so that when we'll be able to tell the governor, the youth sat here, they made these reports, these are the recommendations, and we'll be able to ask the governor how far have you implemented the recommendations by the youth. With those many remarks, allow me to welcome His Excellency Benjamin Cheboi. You may be upstanding as he comes to make his remarks. Karibu sana, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable Right Honorable Speaker, back to the county. Honorable members of the executive present here with us, members of staff of the county assembly present with us, ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed very glad to join you today in collaborating on enhancing the youth voices in policy, as well as emphasizing the pressing requirement change is no longer a distant threat. It is a reality that demands immediate and coordinated action. And as young people, therefore, you must not just be passive bystanders in the face of environmental challenges. You must rise to the occasion for progress in building resilience and be the guardians of the Earth's current and future well-being. This is more fundamentally important because the youth are the youth, present and future, are the beneficiaries of a properly taken care of environment. To make this a reality, it is high time that your perspectives and participation is not only acknowledged by all fellow partners, but also integrated into the heart of climate policy discussions and climate action financing, not only at the county level, but also at the national, regional, and international spaces. Since I've spoken about partners, I have to recognize the presence of my good friend for partnering with us and for ensuring that he puts the face of Baringo County in the international arena. And not only that, but making it possible for this meeting to happen for us. From the presentations that you will make today, I am sure that you are going to make good presentations, full of insights, and with creative solutions, especially on leveraging on technology that must be harnessed by the that is badly needed to mitigate the effects of climate change. As your governor, and I'm very grateful to you for electing me to be your governor, I say this without fear of any contradiction, that you are the majority who elected me to be governor. Remember, if the youth population, I am told, the speaker said 80%, is it? I am told that it is 60%. The correct figure, I don't know. But the votes that I got here were 1,000. So if you were to calculate 60%, you can see that about 78,000 of those votes came from you. I really am beholden to you for electing me to be your third governor. So, as your governor, I want to assure you at the onset that your voices are heard loud and clear. Your concerns are well considered, and that your participation in county is guaranteed. Why do I say this? I deliberately young people to my government so that together with you, they can articulate the issues and implement those decisions that have direct impact of the citizens of this county, and more fundamentally, they have a direct impact. I give you this unreserved assurance from my deep understanding that involving the youth in climate policy decisions is not just a matter of inclusivity. It is a matter of necessity. Tokenism is not the idea here. It is inclusion of youth in decision-making process and implementation of climate change programs that will make a serious difference in our society. It is a matter of necessity, not only because you have a unique stake in the future, also because it is also directly equally affected by the tough environmental conditions that are obtaining. In this regard, to climate change by integrating it in our county planning through the County Integrated Development Plan 2023 to 2027, a document that guides decision-making and resource allocation. We have formulated policies, enacted laws, and adopted regulations relating to climate change, including the Climate Change Act 2022, which provides a legislative framework for coordination of financial climate change responses. It is worth noting that the Act advocates for the inclusion of youth in climate action decisions and implementation. Of course, I heard today, and I did not realize that the youth are not in the climate committee. I think remedial action will be taken to ensure that youth must be in ward committees. And I'm imploring upon those who will be making those decisions, MCAs, to ensure that youth are included in all activities in the ward, including being members of the committees. I'm saying this because it is politically exigent for you MCAs to ensure that you include youth, because 2027 and beyond will still be those decisions. So for you to secure your seats, I kindly implore upon you to include youth in all decision-making processes in the wards. Additionally, I am happy to inform you that Baringo County is participating in financial change action program, which my administration has committed more than 1.5% of its budget, that is about 72 million, to climate change action. In implementing this program, the county government carried out participatory climate risk assessment involving 660 community participants, of whom 75% were youth, were drawn from the youth from all of the 30 wards in Baringo. Although this means that the effects of climate change on Baringo youth and the proposed action plans are well documented in the PCRA report, I invite you to engage closely with us so that we jointly work on enhancing programs to build your capacity to plan and monitor resilience investments in a way that promotes collaborative partnership between yourselves, the county, and the national government, as well as climate action financiers and other stakeholders. Even as we implement projects to address climate change risks, such as drought, by rolling out water projects, among other interventions in the affected areas, we have extended support to youth groups engaged in climate change-related initiatives, such as establishment of teen nurseries, tree nurseries, and other climate change adaptive. I had a message that we should include that. That has happened, and it is going on. To establish youth empowerment centers, providing you with an all-inclusive environment to harness the power of technology and social media for advancing the mission of addressing climate change, and other activities. Just as my chief officer was telling you about the issue of establishment of youth empowerment centers, of course we have challenges with budgets, and we would like to engage the partners, and we are happy that Sankale, you are part of this process. We will deliberately work together with the county assembly members as we go on to ensure that a budget component for operationalization, that's a very hard word, of these youth empowerment centers happens in earnest. We also are working with partners to build a youth innovation center, big one, that is going to be built here in Cabernet with the support of the partners from Korea. Under the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Project, KSAP, for example, approximately 140 youth groups from 6 project target wards benefited from about 112 million shillings under their respective value chains. We have dedicated significant resources to establish youth empowerment centers, providing you with an all-inclusive environment to harness the power of technology and social media for advancing the mission of addressing climate change. It will accord you the opportunity to build your capacities in proposal writing and networking for funding. These empowerment centers are also not only for purpose. They are for the purpose of creating employment. We are partnering with the national government to do laboratories that people can not only learn, but they can use those laboratories like the one in Eldama Ravine to access international employment opportunities through the internet. You don't have to travel to the US to get employed in the tech sector. In the times ahead, I encourage each one of you to assume a leadership role in advocating for climate change within your communities. By doing so, we ensure a constant presence of innovators and teams dedicated to connecting with funding sources, established climate change financing partners, and those eligible to secure contracts for county projects centered around climate initiatives through the procurement process. At that juncture, I want to say this, and I heard you, Mr. Speaker, very well. The law gives us an opportunity to support young people by awarding them tenders up to 30%, including people with disabilities and women. The problem is, a lot of our youth do not take an initiative in applying for these contracts. So much so that I ask myself, what is the problem? And someone earlier said, there's a situation where youth give their IDs to older persons so that they can be able to access those opportunities. So we are giving tenders to people who are purportedly youth. Ukweli, they are not youth. They are people who are even older than me. And you can see that I am not very young. Most of you qualify to be my children. So instead of my children applying for the jobs, wananipatia ID, and then I apply for the jobs, and then after that I enjoy the money. And they are not going to enjoy the money. What I have given a directive to our people, our Department of Procurement, to hold sensitization programs for youth so that they can know how to apply for these jobs by themselves. And more fundamentally important is that I shall be holding a meeting with the banks in Cabernet to tell them to support youth in acquiring funds so that they can be able to do the jobs that they would like to do. So when you are issued with an order, we will be able to introduce you to the bank managers here so that they can give you the finances to implement the program. But we'll have a guarantee that all monies will be paid to the bank before it comes to you, because watu wengine wanakuwa wakora. They want to be given money, and then when you get paid, you don't want to pay. Hiyo ukora hatupendi. So arranging a training session, and maybe Sankale, because this is a youth program, your youth senate perhaps should finance a 2-day training of the youth on how to access contracts, how to participate in the procurement process and benefit with the 30% money that you are supposed to get. Embrace your youthfulness, ladies and gentlemen, with unwavering passion, creative thinking, and the courage to question the norm. Your voices, ideas, and vibrant energy to drive revolutionary solutions in addressing the complex issues brought about by climate change. Someone talked about the the flooding of Lake Baringo and the challenges of drying of rivers. Hiyo ni kazi yetu. You are the ones who are going to benefit from this. Considering your age, you have 50, 60, 70 years to live. You do not want to live the next 50, 70 years in a very difficult circumstance. Take it upon yourself to ensure that the environment that you will be is good, is productive. We're not talking about just tree planting. We are talking about protecting the environment so that it can support the production of that can be sold and can make your life better. I mean, if you want to plant coffee, if the climate is not good, then coffee will not thrive. We want our people to plant coffee. We want them to plant bananas. We want them to plant oranges. We want them to plant mangoes. We want them to do avocados, so that we can now be able to do the value chain across. We want export goods. The older generation don't understand the concept of export. They don't understand the concept of foreign exchange coming back. You are the ones who are better placed. And let me tell you, from where I see, there is no better place to make money than to do agriculture, climate smart agriculture, that is going to be able to produce. You can do value addition. We are working on the establishment of an aggregation and industrial park. But it's only you, the young people, who have the knowledge that you can do value addition of these goods that we are growing. Tutafuga kuku, but we will always want to carry them to Kariako in a situation where if we have got chicken, we can be able to slaughter them, do value addition, package them, sell them as chicken wings to hotel industry, and you get better money. We want to get this avocado to produce diesel. We want to get sunflower or cotton seed cake to convert them into oil that can produce diesel oil. There is even a new crop called castor oil seed that if we plant in the arid and semi-arid areas, you can produce castor oil seed, which Muzungus are now pressing to get oil, biodiesel. Because now the world is going to, again, as your leader, you with a consistent platform that empowers you to actively participate in climate policy procedures and ensures your access to necessary opportunities for creating a difference in Baringo, a county known for great diversity. I have spoken about affirmative action, I've spoken about youth empowerment centers. These are issues that came up. And I have spoken about asking you now. Mine is to ask you. You are coming here, today is eye-opening. How does it feel to step on this red carpet? How does it feel to be part of these guys? I know they are getting out of the youth bracket. I had Saimo asking you, encouraging you to run for the county assembly. I'm the one who should be encouraging you because as they exit the youth bracket, we still want more youth in the county assembly. I can be able to appoint people to be chief officers or CECs or any other position. But I cannot be able to elect you to this August House. The speaker told me that he has about 9 members, 9 youth, including Saimo who is exiting and the oldest youth. And even the speaker himself. We are very lucky this time to get a speaker who is a youth. And is very vibrant. So I'm not telling you to go and run for his seat because maybe he still wants it in 2027. But it is open for everyone, including for myself, although I'm not a youth. I want to end there and to tell you that I'm proud of you guys. I am happy that you are here with us. And I want to appreciate the County Assembly for welcoming you to a sumptuous lunch. This is a time that you can document in your diaries, that on this particular day, which is the 10th of August 2020 what? You have sat in this August House. I would like you to debate and follow the rules that they have set for you. And please come up with recommendations. It is futile and not very nice to be sponsored to come and sit here and you do not come up with something that can be implemented. I urge you to participate in activities of development within your regions. The only way you can be respected and even be considered for public office in future is participating actively and positively in activities of the public. How easy can it be if you participate in climate change matters? That is a very good entry point. Asanteni sana, and I want to thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
Asante sana, Your Excellency Governor, and you may be seated. Yes, Asante, because you have told them that you are willing to implement the recommendations. And let me give you leakage. The roles of the governor are in Schedule 4 of the Constitution. So if you do everything within Schedule 4, then trust me, His Excellency the governor will implement it. So as you start your afternoon session, please take time, look at Schedule 4, and if all the recommendations will be within the 4 corners of Schedule 4, then trust me, when you come next year, you will see the fruits of what you have done. Okay, because of time, let me give to Dennis to make one announcement. Then this will be the order, because you are in a house, tufanye rehearsal kidogo. Once Dennis finishes with the announcement, when I say order, you all up standing, we wait for the governor to go. Akitoka, ndio sisi wengine tutatoka. Sawa sawa? Okay. Okay, Dennis made a polite request, Governor. These are young people. 78,000 of the votes seated outside. They will arrange for us. Then the leaders and the MCS will be seated. Then sisi wote tutakaa hapo nyuma tuone vile tutapangana. If it will be a large group, I know tuko na watu wa media watatupanga. Order, members. This house stands adjourned till 13:15 hours, where you will resume for election of your leaders. Thank you.